always rethink who you are. If you think you know who you are and someone tells you who you are, forget what they said and look at the data. Because the data, what you're saying is the data told you who you were.
Especially in tech media.
Right.
You have to be on the forefront. You can't sit on your laurels because the technology is constantly evolving.
But yet people would say, Elliot, but they're a magazine company, Ziff Davis Enterprise. And so you just have to say, wake up, let's look at it, let's forget every preconceived notion. To your point, forget that there is a sacred cow, and let's figure out what to do with it. And that really just, in terms of understanding how to grow your business, it's you think about your business evolves, and they always say businesses have a certain cycle time. Whether it's 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, businesses have to cycle at a certain period of time in order to stay successful, or they'll be extinct. And this is a prime example of how catching and it's not catching the wave, it's seeing where the world's going, having the data to prove it, in essence, makes the story
That's sort
easy.
of anticipating the wave. How do you at Ziff Davis Enterprise focus on SEO optimization? How do you try to make sure that your content is reaching the right people?
Well, that's a fantastic question. Some of our products you have to register for. Much like you had to qualify for our printed publication. The conversion over to the digital magazine, before you can get to the access to the material or the content in the digital edition, you have to requalify. Okay, so we're already qualifying, the audience for the digital editions. For the website, I'm a big believer. You can't charge for people to go on your website. You just can't. If they can find that content somewhere else for free, they're not going to go to your website.
And that's your premium model.
Right, exactly. That's the premium model.
We'll give you the great stuff.
But then we also have, a digital events model where we do editorial webcasts, which is a high lead generation, demand generation vehicle. You have to register for stuff like that because it's premium content. And I'm a big believer, and I'll give you some perspective. If you can find it somewhere else for free, you better not charge somebody for it. So what we're saying is in our digital editions, in our webcasts, and some of our other content services, they're not going to get that anywhere else. You're getting the Ziff Davis editor's expertise, our access to the right people to provide those expertise. So you're paying for our editors, and you're paying for the access that our editors have in the industry. And this is coming from someone who, I was a print journalism major. Okay, I had the choice at Hofstra University back in, back in the 80s.
Before Wayne Corbett?
Before Wayne Corbett, right, before he made it famous, right? To either go into the digital realm, in the TV realm, or go into the print realm. Because of booking studio time, I decided to go into the print realm. So I'm a print journalism major. I started in the dailies. I was with CRN, Computer Reseller News, which was heavily print. We were the largest business-to-business publication in the world at one point. We were one of the first to launch a website that coincides with our news coverage. But being in the tech media space, you have to adopt. I still love printed magazines, but for our audience, it just doesn't make sense right now.
Right.
Elliot, great conversation. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Elliot Markowitz from Ziff Davis Enterprise. This is CEO Corner. I'm Butch Stern. Steven Saber and I back to wrap up this show momentarily.